everyone, welcome back to my channel, My Beautiful Mess. My name is Amber and this is Nathaniel and this is Ezekiel. I am 25 weeks and I wanted to share my birth affirmations and my birth verses that I have used in the past with my other children and what I'm going to plan on using for my upcoming first home birth. So let's get started. My first birth affirmation, I have a little journal, bullet journal. I keep this in, I keep my prayers in, the things I'm asking God for in life and in general, but specifically what I'm sharing will be pertaining to birth and labor. So I am putting away all fear. I will not fear. The next one I have, I trust God. I trust my body. God's the one who created this process and he created my body to do it, so I trust him. I'm going to put my trust in him. Labor is safe. I am safe. My husband's touch to love and comfort me helps release oxytocin naturally in my body. And it's a love touch during labor. Don't tense up or resist the contraction. Ride the wave. Stress slows labor, so breathe, deep breaths, relax. God created my baby. God created my baby and the process for my baby to birth. My muscles work together to push baby out. As my cervix opens, baby comes down. Relax, deep breaths, go deep within. This helps me to just close my eyes, tune everything out, and then focus on these things that I've written down. Labor and birth is a beautiful process and a very powerful journey. Each surge brings baby down and closer to me, into my arms, into our family, into our lives. Keep my powerful body open and loose. Again, not fighting the contraction, breathing through. Be thankful, have joy, and give praise to the Creator who designed and made us for this purpose. I am chosen, loved, called, and created to do this. Embrace my body and the pressure. Try to focus on it being more pressure versus pain. Surrender to contractions. Again, go deep inside. I can, I will. The urge to quit equals almost there. God has given me courage and strength. It is an honor to have this gift, to be able to have the gift of birthing. Birth is natural, maternal, and it's really good for nursing and bringing in that milk supply. My child, my baby, is worth it. Joy. Worship God in the process, and even talk to my baby using our baby's name is going to be Ezekiel, or is Ezekiel. And so in the habit of talking to him and touching my belly. Those are my birth affirmations. And I actually try to do those twice a day. And each time I do them, I do kegels with them. So I would repeat, one of them is I trust God, I trust my body. So I would squeeze or hold a kegel while I say that one line, and then say it a second time and release for as long as it takes me to say that line. And so they're different lengths, and that's just what I do to help me. I'm sitting down and meditating, I'm doing kegels, which are great for labor, and I'm getting my mind ready for labor and delivery. The verses I have and I use, so my children are my labor partners, and my daughters read this kind of on a continuous cycle. So they'll read through all of it and they'll say, Mom, do you want me to keep going? And I'll shake my head, yes. My eyes are closed. I'm focused on my affirmations. I'm praying, and I'm also hearing this in the background. And it just really helps me and keeps me focused on God and on my baby and on my body, and not allowing fear to come in, not concentrating on the pain, but just to be in a really beautiful, powerful state. The first verse I have is 2 Timothy 1:7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. That verse right there is everything. Not having the spirit of fear, focusing on God for power and love. That's my number one. And then Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. And I have Psalm 127:3, lo, children are a heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. Psalm 41, I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. And then I have Isaiah 41:10 and 13. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. For I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. In labor, I sometimes can feel desperate, that there's no way out, that it's never going to end. And so these verses keep me focused on the end game, getting my baby. Isaiah 40:29. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increaseth strength. And then the last one I have, Psalm 18:6. In my distress I called upon the Lord and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. So I go over these verses and these affirmations, like I said, twice a day. And then each time I do, I have a little picture of my ultrasound of my baby, and I look at his sweet little face and his chubby cheeks and his little nose and think of kissing him and just really focus on being able to meet him and hold him. And then I pray. And so the things I pray for with this time, our first home birth, I'm praying for our midwife that with COVID and the situations right now, she is, I would say, overbooked a little bit. So, not overbooked, but just busier than usual. She still has a limit, but so she just has more births than she normally would have, trying to help women out who aren't able or don't want to deliver in hospitals. So I'm praying for her to have rest and for the timing to be God's perfect timing when he decides to make his way into the world. So for her to have rest, for there to not be a lot of births right around the time that mine is, that she would have wisdom and strength and passion, that he would gift her with skill and kindness. I have no doubts or worries that any of those things would be there, but just praying for them that they would all work out. I'm praying for my labor and the delivery to be peaceful, powerful. I'm praying for a short labor, no prodromal labor. The last two babies I have had horrible prodromal labor, starting at 36 weeks with Samuel, and then with Nathaniel, my prodromal labor started at 34 weeks. And it was a very long process. No. Come get this. So I'm praying for no prodromal labor. I am praying for a pain-free labor and delivery. I don't know how this will go because I have never had a pain-free delivery. But I do believe in the power of God, and if it's according to his will, then it will happen. If not, it's not for me. but I'm praying for a pain-free labor. I'm praying for confidence and ability in my body and in the process. I am praying that I would abide with God, my Creator, through the whole thing, that I would walk with Him and that He would walk with me and carry me and protect me. That we would have a smaller baby. Again, I am praying for a 9-pound or less baby. So if it happens, of course, I believe it's God's will. And if it doesn't happen, it's God's will. But I'm going to pray and ask for it, that He would have mercy on me. So Nathaniel was 10.5 pounds, and then before him, Samuel was 10, and before him, Daniel was 9.4. So my last 3 boys kind of got bigger each time. And not saying that that's what's going to happen with this little guy, but I'm going to trust God and not have fear. I am going to pray for that. That we would have no health issues for myself or for the baby, where we would have to be transported to the hospital. That it would be a beautiful experience for everyone involved, even for my midwife, that it would be something special for her, that it would be beautiful for my husband and my children, the ones who are planning on being in the room and part of the birth process, and those who are maybe smaller and not going to be in there, but that it would just be all around a beautiful experience. And that we would praise God in the midst of it, that we would have joy, that we would be able to give thanksgiving and have an abundance of peace during the whole thing. And a successful, triumphant home birth is what we want. No complications, no hospital. Praying for a breastfeeding success, that he would latch well and right away, and that I would have a sufficient milk supply, and that my milk would come in, and then that he would come on or before his due date. Again, just with having the bigger babies and it taking its toll on the end and other children. And then we ask all these things according to God's will, knowing that this is what I want, these are the desires of my heart, but to make my desire for my heart what God has in plan in store for me. And we have like 2 phones going off, so I'm going to end this video. These are my birth affirmations, my birth verses. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you found it helpful or thoughtful, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any verses you would like to add, please leave them in the comments below. Or if you have any birth affirmations you would like to share, I like to hear those too. Please share them. And if you aren't, please follow my channel and subscribe. I hope you have a blessed day.